first ever president of the council, elected. I was elected in 2013 in Sri Lanka during the Commonwealth Head of Government meeting. So this is an opportunity that we are lucky Nigeria has produced the first president of the council. And this opportunity may not come back to Africa until after 8 years to come. And we have 2 years to serve, so I'm finishing my tenure very soon. And we do a lot of programs for young people towards youth development agenda across the 53 Commonwealth nations. So this is just as part of introduction. So I came into the country this week, for the first time after the election, to congratulate Nigeria and Nigerians for having a peaceful and credible election in the country. Because we, the young people, consider this election as a victory to the young people because of what we sacrifice to make sure that this election is non-violent. We have sacrificed so much to ensure that we have peaceful election in the country. We launched a campaign which we call Youth Campaign Against Election Violence. And looking at the past incident where lots of young people were killed as a result of electoral violence and things like that. So we said this year's election, we are not going to have any sort of violence. And we count this as our victory because of what we have sacrificed toward advocating for peaceful election. And the young people have endured so many hardships to make sure that their voices are heard. And this is a sign of maturity of our democratic values in our country. And apart from the Youth Campaign Against Election Violence we did, we are coming up with so many other programs and projects where we are coming up toward developing young people in the country. And young people are not only instruments for political victory. We, as young people, we are the strengths and partners of today's progress. And that is why our contribution is not going to end at the poll. Young people, we must take our rightful position in governance. We are not only followers, we are not leaders of tomorrow, we are leaders of today. And that is why we are strongly advocating for 30% affirmative action for youth participation in governance at all levels. We have seen similar set of group like the women, they are calling for 35%. And we are saying we need only 30%. And looking at the proportion of the youth population in the country, now we have more than 60% of the Nigerian population, young people. And we are active participants in the democratic structure. Therefore, we must not be left out. And this position is non-negotiable. It's not something that we have to trade. We are not going to accept anything below what we request for. And we are calling for youth, real youth involvement, because we've seen in certain circumstances where young people's positions are given to people of elderly age. So this time, as we speak of change, we need to change the trend. We want to see young people being given their rightful positions. So we are calling, as the Nigerian youth policy mentioned, a young person is someone below the age of 35. And therefore, we want to see a minister responsible for youth development as someone below the age or the threshold of what is defined as young person in Nigeria. And we have to allow qualification and competence to allow the determination of who should be responsible, not politics. And we have to shun politics and governance. There are two different distinctive entities. We have politics, we have governance. So we should not allow politics to interfere in governance. And as we congratulate the president-elect, we are also watching him. And in every action he takes, we're going to assess it and make sure that it is in the interest of the young people. Because we know that the young people made him there. If not because of the vote of the young people, he would not have been there. So therefore, we still promise to support him, to make sure that he succeeds in his administration, because if he succeeds, then Nigeria at large will succeed. And there are so many other youth issues that must be addressed squarely. And two of the major issues are youth unemployment and underemployment. There are so many young people who have been perceived as employed, but they are underemployed because what they earn is not enough to meet their demands or their life expenses. So when we want to see a situation whereby the wage, what do you call it, the minimum wage upgraded from where it is now, so that the standard of living will improve. We have seen inflation rising every day, which reduces the purchasing power of our currency, and therefore that has to be complemented with